Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Week 1 review of the NFL. Um, Obviously, it was a good week. Um, we had some crazy upsets this Week 1. Um, so if we go through, I'll go through the scores first of all, and then obviously speak a little bit about the major games. So to start off with, last Thursday night, the Buccaneers beat the Cowboys 31-29. This was a great game. Great game. Both sides looked very very good. Um, Dak Prescott looked amazing. After being out most of last season with that injury, he looked very very impressive. Obviously with a score, obviously losing by 2 points is obviously is frustrating. But obviously those two after extra points for the Cowboys that were missed turns out to be the difference of them losing and going to overtime. Um, so that's disappointing, but it's just week one. Good win for the Buccaneers at home on opening night. Um, this week one we had a lot of upsets as well. So we go on now to the Sunday games. We had the Cardinals beating the Titans 38-13. Um, Kyler Murray uh, excellent in this win for the Cardinals. The Titans were favourites with the bookies, but obviously this wasn't the case. That wasn't the case on Sunday night. The Cardinals win quite comfortably. Um, the drug um, the Chargers beat the Washington football team 20-16. Not much to say about this game, apart from Austin Eckler did play, and that seemed to be a um, seemed to be a factor in that win, because there was rumours that or reports that he was going to be injured, but he actually played, so that was good for the Chargers. Um, the the Bengals won 27 to 20. Bengals won 27-24 in overtime. Joe Burrow, with an outstanding clutch play in overtime to win the game. They looked very very. It was a very tight game that, but the Bengals got over the line in the end. Um, Panthers Panthers 19, Jets 14. So the Panthers win on opening day. New quarterback in Carolina, and they got the win. Jets another opening day defeat. I think the Jets are still a work in progress, but you really need to see some sort of improvement this season from the Jets. Um, the Eagles 32, Falcons 6. Seahawks 28, Colts 16. Russell Wilson proving again how good he is in that game, and with the weapons he has now, um, can can the Seahawks become a force in that division? Um, 49ers beat the Detroit Lions 41-33. Massive amount of points in that game. Good win there for 49ers. New quarterback at the moment as well. Trey Lance, I believe. the quarterback for the 49ers. The Browns. Um, the Browns Chiefs. Um, the Browns Chiefs was a really interesting game. Um, Baker Mayfield had got the Cleveland Browns into a decent lead, but the Kansas City Chiefs threw Patrick Mahomes and basically individual brilliance uh, won the game for the Chiefs. In the end, it was sealed with a last minute pick. See the Chiefs win. Chiefs corner sealed the win by um, Matthews. The corner picked the ball off in the fourth quarter. Uh, just over a minute of play. With just over a minute of play, so that basically killed the game dead as Kansas City had the ball and was able to run down the clock. Um, we've got the Saints won 38-3 against the Green Bay Packers, in a day where the Saints was awesome, and Green Bay, Jameis Winston has proved that he can be consistent. I think he does need to. There has been games where he's been inconsistent, but this is a show of what Jameis Winston can do against the Packers, massive underdogs. The New Orleans Saints were, but to put out a performance like that against Aaron Rodgers' Packers is extraordinary and a really good thing for him. He scores. Um, Jameis scored 5 touchdown passes. Three for 5 touchdown passes in the game, which is impressive, especially against that Packers defense. So good, a massive win there for the New Orleans Saints. The Broncos beat the Giants. The Broncos beat the Giants 27-13. Um, 27-13 for the Broncos. Good win. Good with the new quarterback now they're in Denver. That is a good start of the season for them. You've also got the the Patriots at home to the Dolphins. Close game. Full disclosure, I'm a Patriots fan, so I watched the full game. Lost 17-16. Very close game. Very frustrating game. The Patriots quarterback Mac Jones played well in my opinion. I thought Bill Belichick was quite harsh on him in the post match press conference. Um, all the stats actually showed that Mac Jones had the most yards, had the most completions, etc. But we lose the game by a point. We lose a game. We lose a game by a mistake by our receivers. In the end, our receivers make a mistake drop the ball, and the Dolphins retrieve the ball, and that costs with the game in a tight game. But it looks promising. It looks promising for Mac Jones at the Patriots. We obviously need to score more than 16 points a game, which will come. I think. This week against the Jets could be that. Could be that occasion where we score a few more points. But it was a really good game. The Dolphins look decent. Look a lot better than I think they look a lot better than people thought they would. Tua looks decent. It looks like he's going to be good this season as well. So yeah, it looks positive. It looks very positive for the Miami Dolphins and the Patriots going forward. I believe the Texans beat the Jaguars. The obviously different quarterback at both the Jaguars and the Houston Texans for that week's game. Trevor Lawrence hasn't got off to the perfect start there in Jacksonville by losing the game. But obviously he's a rookie. You expect it's not going to be always plain sailing for these rookies. There will be defeats in their first season. But on the other hand, with the Houston Texans, good massive win for them. Yet again, another upset on week one in the National Football League. The Texans wins the game. Yeah, the Texans win the game, and that the quarterback that was in there for, obviously, instead of Deshaun Watson, got the job done and won the game for the Houston Texans. So that was massive. That's a massive win for them. And then there was three more games to look at. So obviously the Texans won 37-21, which I've said. Tyrod Taylor at quarterback for the Houston Texans. Threw for 2 touchdown passes, 291 yards. So he had a really good game. Trevor Lawrence threw for more. Threw more touchdowns and had more yards, but Texans won the game. But yeah, that's the solid start for Trevor Lawrence and Tyrod Taylor at Houston Texans. But for Tyrod Taylor to put that performance on in week one, it now says to Deshaun Watson, he's going to have to work really hard to get back into this Houston Texans team. That's if he's still there by the end of the trade window. So yeah, that's massive. The Steelers beat the Bulls in a game where the Bulls led. The Bulls led early on. The Steelers come back with Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger end up showing them coming back and winning for the Steelers. Sunday Night Football was the Rams versus the Bears. The Rams winning 34-14. Andy Dalton for the Bears had 206 yards. Matt Stafford for the Rams had 321 yards and 3 touchdown passes. So Matt Stafford wins his opening game, first game as an LA Ram. So that's a good win for them. Um, and then obviously the last game was Monday Night Football, which was Las Vegas Raiders versus the Baltimore Ravens. Now, I watched this game on Monday Night Football, and this was a really good game. The Baltimore Ravens got out to a 14-0 lead in the first in the first. They had a lead of 14, and then the LA the Las Vegas Raiders came back in the game and really dominated the second half of the game. Scored 17 unanswered points. Scored 17 unanswered points. To get in front. And then obviously they got level. Just on 23 seconds, the Baltimore Ravens get level of the game, so that takes it into overtime, and the Raiders win it with a touchdown in overtime, so they win it. The Raiders win it 33-27. Great game. Lamar Jackson played well. Derek Carr played well. Sammy Watkins looked good for the Ravens. Josh Jacobs was outstanding for the Raiders. I was really impressed with them. Great game as well. Fantastic game of football. What a way to finish week one of with that Monday Night Football game. That was a really good game. If that's the standard of the Monday Night Football games going forward this season, we're in for a treat, really, because that was fantastic. Derek Carr had 435 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson had 235 yards and 1 touchdown. Josh Jacobs had 34 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns, and four receptions for 96 yards for Sammy Watkins. So yeah, that was a really good game to finish week one in the NFL. We had some good winners there, some massive underdogs winning, upsets on week one. So it's really exciting. So that's my review of week one. I will do a preview of week two as well. So don't forget to watch that too. Obviously, week two preview will include the score from the Washington game, Washington and the New York Giants game. So okay, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and keep and enjoy the week. Enjoy this week's this week in the NFL.